Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Gregg Prescott from In5D.com, and you're tuned into another Spirit Chat here on Zoom and on YouTube. So I just want to welcome everybody that's joining us in both the Zoom chat room and YouTube. I'm going to post a link in YouTube right about now. Bam, that link will be on tomorrow. So if you'd like to join us on Zoom, there's the link, there's the password. And honestly, I'm only letting in people that I have recognized at this point, because I noticed there were some spammers that were trying to get in the last time, and I did not let them in. They were not pleased, apparently. But yeah, so got a lot of things we're going to be covering here. As always, I want to hope you guys are doing fine on your quarantines, wherever you may be, within your boxes. I hate being put inside of a box, you know? I don't like boxes. I don't like being confined. I'm too much of a free spirit. That's why I have a convertible. I like driving and staring at the stars. I probably shouldn't be doing that. All right, let's say that, okay, I'm not driving and staring at the stars. I'm only looking at the stars when I'm stopped at a stoplight. Okay, yeah, that sounds better. Okay, so quick shout out to everyone that's joining us in the YouTube chat room as well. Carolyn is joining us there. I'm going to make you a moderator, Carolyn. I think you have good taste, good judgment. Janine, Fern, Susan, Carolyn, again. Feel the wind in your hair. Yeah, that's part of the thing. Looks like I just got out of my convertible doing about 90. My hair's all over the place. So yeah, you see, that's what happens though. When I wash my hair with shampoo, normally I don't use a lot of shampoo, and I only wash my hair with shampoo about once a week. But when I do, it just, and I forgot, I should have put some coconut oil, because that would have just, you know, made it not so wild. So anyway, we are going to do some oracle cards. I would like to encourage anyone that's watching right now, if you want to join us here on Zoom and do some oracle cards yourself, you're more than welcome to jump in and join us, because we all love hearing these oracle card readings. And sometimes we'll see that we'll get the same message from numerous people from various different oracle cards that they have. So yeah, so if you have them and would like to join in here on Zoom, I'm posting the link again in YouTube. It will disappear. It will self-destruct in about 4 hours. Well, it won't self-destruct. I'll just delete it. So speaking of oracle cards, leading off, batting number 1, John Holland. Holland, number 1. The spirit messages. So today's spirit message from the John Holland Oracle deck is caregiver. Okay. I have a hard time reading anything with red because I'm colorblind. I could do it, but it would it would take me a while to make my way through there. So we're just going to read it from the book. We are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives. Just as you received care and love at the start of your life, caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. You have chosen this card in all likelihood because you probably already are or have been in a caretaker role, or you'll shortly start caring for someone you love. This card is a timely reminder to ensure you don't forget yourself in the process. No matter what type of care is being given, whether it is emotional support or being hands-on, it's easy to let your energy dissipate, leaving you feeling drained, disinterested, or at times feeling down. Remember that we're all made up of energy, and that energy is very precious and delicate and needs to be preserved and honored. Take time for yourself. Nurture yourself with self-care, such as massage, meditation, or walks in nature, allowing your body, mind, and spirit to open and absorb positive and healthy energy so that when you have to return to care mode, you feel healthy, strong, and revitalized. So yeah, a lot of us are service to others and, caregivers for Mother Earth, and returning that balance back to the earth, I think is a great idea through meditation, where you send that energy down to the core and back up again. Or even grounding with Mother Earth is another great way of making that connection. And as I mentioned, many of us do. We're service to others. We give and we give and we give, and that's what we do. Because I think many of us feel like, and we don't think of this right now, because I don't even want to think about it myself, and I think many of you are like that. But eventually, when you do a life review, right, you want to look back on your life and said and tell yourself, yeah, I did everything I could possibly do, but that doesn't mean the imbalance is going on constantly giving. Easier said than done. It's easier to say, okay, well, I need to balance out my giving and taking, but this is what I give and this is what I ask for. And what I ask for is much smaller than this. I hardly ask for anything, and chances are I won't ask for anything. It's hard for me to ask anyone for anything at any time. But when somebody asks me if I can help them, I'm like one of the first people to say, I'm all in. And many of you are the same way. We're service to others. But it is important to find that balance. Easier said than done. Okay. Our next oracle card is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. And we have Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Expect a miracle. I'm all in on that. Okay. All right, and there we go. Underneath it says, have faith that your prayers, or positive intentions, have been heard and are being answered. So the message from Mother Mary: faith is the light that illuminates your pathway. Without faith, your future looks very frightening. That's why it's essential for you to take whatever steps are necessary to keep your mind and heart filled with faith, believing, right? Please don't give up hope on yourself or other people. Keep the candle of faith burning within your soul, as that one small inkling of hope can eradicate the darkness of despair. Be the light that emanates someone else's gloomy hopelessness as well. For you make others stronger. For as you make others stronger, it strengthens not only yourself, but the entire world. So I'm a firm believer that what the Hopi said are correct. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are that light that's at the end of the tunnel. And that light is the event. Bam. So it's up to us to really bring that event to us. It's like casting a net out there, or a fishing line. Come on. I think I got a nibble. Okay, so let me do this real quick in YouTube. And I drew some cards from the tarot deck, and this is going to be interesting. So actually, this time I drew 3 cards, and it's from Deborah Blake's Everyday Witch Tarot. I love these cards. They're fun. There's always a little something different on these cards than your typical Rider-Waite cards. But our first card that we're going to look at, like I said, I drew 3, and they kind of tell a story when you do this, okay? So the first card we're looking at is Major Arcana, High Priestess. And this basically tells me that there's a lot going on in the background. Everything's laid out on the table, but there's a lot that we don't know about, like what's in that bag right there. Not everything in that bag is showing. There's other things that haven't been seen yet. Things are going on in the aethers, as well as here on our planet. So just like what we've been seeing with that, as above, so below, things are happening, moving and shaking, even though sometimes it doesn't seem or feel like it. Changes are happening right now. So hang in there. The next one we're going to take a look at is the 3 of Wands. This guy, this little magician's waiting for his ship to come in, basically. He's on the edge right there by the water, ready to make some magic happen. But why would he be waiting? If not everything is being shown and you're waiting for the ship to come in, what's going to happen? Well, from point A to point Z, this is what happens. It's the 10 of Pentacles. It's celebration. We've already won. Whatever happens is going to happen. And it doesn't matter what the cabal tries to do at this point. We've already won. So it's going to play out however it's going to play out. Sometimes, it seems like we're taking a step backwards, but in the end, it's celebration time. It's party time. So hang in there. Be positive. Know that we've already won. Okay. So I'm going to do a screen share real quick. So just real quick, if you enjoy these kind of broadcasts, check out our In5D Quantum Tie-Dye. You want to help support the channel. Got all sorts of amazing killer t-shirts that are in there. These are the latest ones that I made. They're more of a pastel than the other ones. The other ones were more bold. This is more of a softer color, but they all have the same quartz crystal and gemstones in there, quantum crystals and gemstones in the shirt. For example, the red is the root chakra, and it has black tourmaline and shungite in the dye itself. So that goes into the shirt, along with, I also used this, the 99.9% quartz crystal sand that energizes those crystals in that particular dye. So every one of these chakra shirts, every one of these colors is a different color on the chakra. So each one of these have at least 2 different gemstones in the dye on top of the quartz crystal, which just supercharges the shirts. So, all that said, that's all I charge. Like $25 a shirt for these shirts, and they're well worth it. Check them out. Here's one. This is a new pattern that I decided to try. It's a combination of the third eye and the throat chakra, So speak what you're seeing, right? Bring those visions out. And here's another one that we have for the crown chakra itself. And I just have the third eye crystal one, which that's probably my favorite shirt right now because it just looks so good on me. I love this color. like I said, it looks like a blueberry. It's an indigo blue. It's actually called indigo blue, but it looks like a blueberry, you know, and I just feel like the antioxidant protection that you get from blueberries from it. So that's why I love that. Anyway, here's another way you can help support the channel too. If you can go to patreon.com/In5D, and I'll leave links for this in the more info section as well. But for as little as $1.11, you get notified of videos like this. You get your name listed on the wall of gratitude, and you can comment on videos like this when I take the time to upload them. For $5.55, we have you get all that plus ad-free articles and the Insiders Club private chat on the first Wednesday of every month. And for $11.11, you get all that from the previous amounts, and along with afterthoughts and exclusive mid-month energy report, which just came out today. Be sure you check that out on Zoom for everyone 11/11 or higher. Yeah, that just came out today. So check that out. And to everyone that is helping to support this channel, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And you know, another way you can just help support the channel, share. It's that simple. If you can share articles or share the video, it's greatly appreciated. That helps get the word out. That raises global consciousness and boosts up everyone's well-being. So let's move on. We're going to take a peek at the Schumann resonance. What's going on with the Schumann resonance right now? So let's go take a peek at that. Schumann, da 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 da. Schumann. All right, Schumann, like Al Bundy, Schumann, right? Get it? Some people are like, no, who the hell's Al Bundy? Oh. Anyway, this is what we're looking at right here. For Schumann, I actually have a bigger picture of it. So yeah, we're looking at this. So we see a lot of vertical lines going up and down like little mini spikes, spires of light, right? Right? Lots and lots and lots of them going down. Then we have our traditional ones that are going across. This is our one that's at 7.83, which is the resonance heartbeat of Mother Earth. Once again, we have the Morse code going on here at 16. And once again, at 24, we see, you know, some scattered Morse code going on right there. It's pretty cool. I'm digging it. This is what I think that's catching my eye the most, though. These spikes of light that are going all the way down. I mean, they start at 0 and go all the way to 240, and there's a number of them that are going on right now. Big energy pulses going on. And this might be tied into what I mentioned on this month's mid-month energy report that I just published on Patreon about recently there's been in our Earth's magnetosphere, some kind of intrusion, I guess, that has shown us these patterns that have never been seen before on our Earth's magnetosphere images. So maybe this is a reflection of, you know, what's coming, incoming energies or whatever. There was also a supernova recently. They said the largest one detected several days ago. So maybe that's a result of the incoming energies from that. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what we have there. Another thing I'd like to talk about is today's high-pitched frequency. This ties into what I've been talking about with Karen on Patreon. Her and her husband have been hearing high-pitched frequencies on octaves, in octaves. And I hear them too. But before we get to that, let's just check out today's high-pitched frequency, at least right now, as of when we went on air, right here, right now. If anyone's crown chakra feels tingly, well, you're feeling it. It's the crown chakra. It's a B major. That's what I'm hearing right now. It's predominantly in my right ear. It's a current life high-pitched frequency. It's in the key of B major, which reflects the key of the crown chakra and the planet Jupiter. At some point, you may experience a tingling sensation on the top of your head. It's possible that you may also experience headaches or migraines. These high-pitched frequencies are attuning and realigning our energy centers. In today's case, it's the crown chakra. The crown chakra's mission statement is, I know. Or as I used to tell my mom, I know, right? Every mother has probably heard that. I know, as if we knew everything when we were kids, right? And or I understand. Today, you may receive some additional divine intervention and get a knowing out of what appears to be nowhere. And then there's some killer articles you can check out on In5D for crown chakra opening symptoms, 7 signs your chakras are imbalanced, crown chakra or chakra balancing guided meditation, 10 things to know about your chakras. I'll leave links for these in the more info section as well. Now, what I was talking to about earlier, actually, about these octaves that you'll hear. So today's high-pitched frequency is a B. It's actually, but it's much higher than, you can, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's much higher than that anyway. So what a B is you have, the chord itself is a B, F sharp, B, D sharp, F sharp, and a B. So you have a B in 3 different places, B, B, B. You have an F sharp in 2 different places, F sharp, F sharp. So the chord itself is actually only 3 notes, but 2 of those notes have various octaves of them. So the only 3 notes that are in a B major are the B major, the F sharp, and the D sharp. So that's how you can have a B here, predominantly a B, but yet there's other notes that are layered upon that B. So, you know, if anyone's wondering, you know, about how do you hear more than one frequency at the same time? Well, they're happening like that. So yes, you can hear more than one frequency like that. Here, let's go. Let me give you guys a visual representation of this real quick. So yeah, this is the guitar fretboard from the way I'm looking at it. You know, so you got the B. This is what a B major consists of. You have a B, the F sharp, the B again, the D sharp, the F sharp, and the B. That's how you make the chord of B major. And all those notes are within that B major. So if you do hear high-pitched frequencies, chances are that's what you're probably hearing. If you hear multiple frequencies within that high-pitched frequency that you hear. And with that being said, you guys are all unmuted. What's happening? Hi, everyone. Namaste.
Hey, Greg, what's happening?
Nothing. Hey, Roxanne, do you hear high-pitched frequencies?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Did that make sense, what I said about?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Half steps?
I followed along on my flute to match what you were doing. And then I looked up I was looking at the ascending thirds.
Okay.
I looked at it with the B major scale in ascending thirds and kind of matched it to those in my mind and kind of played it out on the flute.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, you have that. You have obviously the B. You can go low B. Then you can do F or F sharp, either one. So you can have those right there. They're kind of close to each other. in pitch, and then I added in, what did you add in? Did you add the D sharp in there?
B sharp.
Yeah,
On guitar, it's a B, F sharp,
sharp,
B, D sharp,
D
F
sharp,
sharp,
right.
B.
Right. So I did the F sharp and the D sharp and the B sharp, and I found those. Yeah. So yeah, that was,
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
so it was kind of like, I did a meditation years ago with atheos, Tom Kenyon's work about the Hathors, and I was listening to a certain kind of atheos meditation when he was doing his music, and I've heard like, oh, so many different in the tones you heard, just, oh God, look how many notes are in there. It's like, and then you catch that and you can hear the different frequencies within the chord, and it's fantastic. Oh, it's just, yeah. So I was like, oh my God, let me get that and match it up. So yeah, it was absolutely a B. And then, I matched the thirds with it in the B scale. It was a B
Yeah.
scale.
So
B major, sorry.
when you get these high pitched frequencies, do you get them in one ear, both ears? Does it vary on particular
Both ears
days?
varies. I was having a session today, and right at the end of the session, after we say goodbye, this ear just went bing, and I was like, and whatever it is, sometimes I can relate it to the moment. Sometimes it's a mystery, so I don't try to fret about it or about it, and just kind of let play out, and then the wisdom comes in about it, and a different epiphany thought while I'm musing about life or something.
How long have you been getting these high pitched frequencies?
Oh, I got them. I started getting them. Well, the memory tells me, which is a fun thing. 2000 and 2000 and right around 2013 is when I really woke up. During my guided meditations, I started getting the pitches. One of the first thing I asked Wink, I was like, one of these pitches, they're getting louder. And she goes, oh, that's just part of it. And then she was offering, I listened to Bashar's take on it. There was a little bit of information through a few other channels about it. And I was like, cool. And they never go away. You're part of it. Everyone can stop and start to, okay, there's this one. That's probably about a D right now. I got about a pitch of a D, and over here it's a little bit maybe a flat, maybe a flat over here.
So do you think that these are carrying information or are downloads in some way?
If you consider consciousness information, absolutely. Now, to the perceiving evolutionary self, I would say so, because I don't think anything comes without purpose. Now, not the purpose that humans put it in, because sometimes they put it into categories of production. I'm talking about purpose of self-evolution. They come as an idea packed with information, and the information starts to unfold in you, and then you start to realize it. Kind of like one of the biggest things that Superman taught me. Yes, the TV, the Reeves, Christopher Reeve, was the crystal and the information created in the crystal. And then I start looking at crystals as information instead of stones. And then the crystalline body. Don't think it's a stone. It's a frequency wave. It's a wave that contains information. So I think absolutely they're filled with information, and I think it's part of the daily thoughts that we have. The daily interactions, the attractions, and how we interact with the knowledge available to see the difference in that interaction from two different minds, because we're all growing, evolving in ourselves. We're forgotten gods, remembered gods, that kind of idea. And I think there's valuable information in there, but I also don't fret if I don't get it right away, because then I hold myself accountable in polarity, and I don't like doing that. My journey's awesome, so but absolutely, I think they have a lot of wonderful information in there. What about you? You feeling the same?
Well, I just going back to when I first started hearing them, all my freaking life, as far as I can recall. I remember in grade school getting these hearing tests. They would make you put on these headphones, and you had to say where the sound was coming from.
Right.
I was saying, yeah, it's coming out of here already before they even started the test. Yeah, it's right here.
I kind of remembered those sounds, but I can't define it as, yeah, I remembered it before, because kind of everything bleeds together now. But yeah, I would think that you had that. Yeah.
I
That
think
sounds
Stephanie's
really,
confirmed
really
too.
cool.
Stephanie looks like she said
Yeah, she's
she's
like, oh, hell
confirming.
yeah.
She's like,
Because
yeah,
I think
yeah.
she remembers, in our generation, we're in their 50s, we remember those hearing tests they gave us in school. They did a lot of stuff they don't do now.
Yeah.
Those high-pitched
Yeah.
beeping sounds. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beep,
My
beep.
hearing was always off the chart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brandy's saying the same thing with her.
Hey, Brandy.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's it, as far as I can recall, that was one of the things that I've always heard, but I never thought, I assumed that everyone heard that,
They
some of the
don't.
things,
I
yeah, no,
found
they
that out.
don't.
They don't. They
They
don't.
don't. They
Yeah.
don't. But what I found that's really fascinating is that some people that don't hear it will actually feel it. For example, today being the crown chakra, they might not hear the high pitched frequency, but the crown's going to be tingling like a motherfucker. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
They get that.
Or if it's a
Fuzzy.
solar plexus, they might have heartburn or something going on in their stomach.
Right.
Right up and down the whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
So really fascinating. How people react to these energies that are coming in, and so if you are reacting physiologically to this high pitched frequency, it makes you wonder what more is there to them. Are they carrying that additional information, downloads or whatever, specifically? It's fun to ponder.
I look at it, if we have the ability to receive it and actually have a conscious interaction with that experience as existence, right? We can hear it. We're having a true sensory perception of this sound, and it has to be something equatable to information. There's no emptiness in creation, right? So yeah, how it comes, I don't know. But I think I get messages, I get ideas. I'm a channel anyway. But I get there's no limit to what kind of information or how it comes. If we put a stipulation on what is valid or not, then we live within that framework. That's pretty obvious right now.
On on YouTube,
Yeah, YouTube chat.
Alina's saying, I used to hate those tests because I used to hear frequencies in both sides and get it wrong. You're not alone, Alina. Yeah. So, and then Christina's saying that she's one of those people that hear it and feel it too. So
yeah,
it's awesome that people are digging it.
Hi, Diana.
Hey, Diana. Welcome to the chat. What's going on, Ryan?
Are you guys doing?
How are you?
Good. I want to ask you about viruses and Epstein-Barr, earaches. How can you determine between the two of them if somebody's, had earaches for 10 years or so or something like that?
What's weird, Ryan, is I've had this watery discharge from my ear for like the last couple years, and I have no idea what the heck it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I do get ringing in my right ear, but I've always had ringing in my left ear for at least 10 years. And sometimes it's like, it's like what they say, tinnitus.
It's loud.
Something or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so loud I can't hardly stand it sometimes.
Man,
and you can't even put a pillow over your head and make the noise go away. It makes it louder.
Yeah.
So Ryan, when you hear that, is it the same pitch or does it change?
It changes all the time. My left one will fairly constant, but some days it's like, wow, I can't take it. But the right one will come in real softly and then it'll go away. So it doesn't really stay that long. My right ear. My left ear is another story.
I think that would be the difference between tinnitus. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I did stay in a Holiday Inn Express. So I think the difference is that, the pitch changes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It does change. Yeah.
Remember all those commercials that, they show this doctor with a lab coat on, and they always have glasses on. Right when they get to that point, they need to they take the glasses off. Now I'm being serious. And I'll tell you why.
This is real. This is fake. Really? That
You can see that.
okay.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So,
That's funny.
yeah. Anyway, so who else hears the high pitched frequencies? What do you think they are? Where do you think they're coming from?
Any input, anybody?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I definitely do hear them. I've been hearing them for a couple of years. Was mostly in my left ear until about 7 months ago, and it switched to my right. And this stuff, when you see that Schumann go red, you know Stephanie is up, awake, out of bed, screaming, la la la, trying to get it to shut up. Seriously, it wakes me up. And I'm
Wow.
telling you, it could be easily psychosomatic, but this piece of celestial quartz, when I grab it and hold it in my hand, within 3 to 5 minutes, it's all quiet. And I go back to
Good.
sleep if I haven't wound myself up too much by being angry and
Celestial quartz.
celestial. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like it has raindrops inside. Like celestial, but without the C.
Right.
Oh yeah, I bought
Yeah.
some.
That's true. Mhm.
Yeah.
I
It's
bought
a-
that. That's one of the That's one of the crystals that Adrian Goff recommended. So I bought a bunch of them. Some for the dye and some for me. So
Yeah. Try it out. Got my new shirt.
yeah. How cool is
We
that?
saw
That is one of the new.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yes.
saw that.
That
And
looks
it was
great.
perfect timing. I just got back in from out walking, exercising, and then ding, and noticed,
Awesome.
oh my gosh, I have my shirt on.
Awesome. It looks great on you. Ryan, did you get yours?
I got mine. Thanks, man. They're
Awesome.
actually in the wash. I've been wearing them all week. So
Good. 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 All right. Yeah. So yeah, Adrian was one of those people that was talking about the celestial quartz. But when it comes to those high pitched frequencies, I don't want to grab something and block them out. I think I want to bring them in more, or I don't know, kind of attune myself to them, or
I'm a little bit crazy, so this
Nah.
is real. But
You're not.
I live alone, and I have CPTSD. So if something wakes me up, I'm immediately triggered and off the charts. So I grab something.
Yeah.
I just keep it by my bed.
I get it. Yeah.
Just a way to deal with life that I do it. This doesn't stop them from coming in. It just, for me anyway,
Calms them.
allows it to come in a manageable level.
Right. Calms
I
them.
still
Yeah.
have it. It's just not like electric. It's more like
Yeah.
without electricity.
Diane.
Brandy, Floyd, and I found some really interesting information out about the Schumann resonance. You know how you kept saying, and we all kept saying, it looks like there is Morse code in it. Well, guess
Yeah.
what? There is Morse code in it. And the messages are being interpreted and decoded.
Really? By whom? And what are the messages?
Are they? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're not binary. No, they are definitely Morse code. Floyd himself was able to come up with the word air and a few other letters. And Brandy, you have the information on your friend. You gotta unmute yourself, sweetie.
Yeah. She's muted.
1 minute.
Yes.
She will.
Yeah.
I actually forgot what I told you that he said.
You said something about a message coming from a friend in the air.
Hold on, I messaged it to you. I got to go back and look real quick because I totally forgot. Because I was at work when I messaged you that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said something about. So my friend who just retired from the Air Force after 12 years, I had him take a look at it for me because he's used to looking at this, and he told me what he's seen. And I'm scrolling through me and Diane's messages real quick. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. There's a lot of messages, Diane. This is all you.
Greg, do you have the Jeopardy music you could play in the background?
Yeah, I know, right? Scrolling music.
Maybe
There should
Roxanne
be-
can play the Jeopardy theme.
There you go. There should be music for scrolling when you're waiting when you're
Right, there
scrolling.
is scrolling music.
I think
Hey,
we should all
yeah.
have kazoos.
Jesus. Well, you
Hey.
know what it is? Diane was talking to everybody in the group today, and so that
That
I
one
know,
is.
yes, it's freaking super long. I was at work, so I couldn't keep up with all their conversation today.
This is interesting. On YouTube, Sonia is saying that the pitch is also sometimes like Morse code, the high pitch
Yeah.
frequency.
That's why I kept noticing it so much, because I would see the Schumann and my head's going like this, and I'm looking at it and it's like, what the hell is going on? And I had to get to the bottom of it a little bit more and started asking.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I think personally for me, and I don't know if it's just me, but I think when I'm hearing those high pitched noises is my frequency. It's my personal frequency that I'm either absorbing or that I'm sending out. Because sometimes it'll be very, very, very high, and then sometimes it'll be pretty moderate, but it's always there. Like it never goes away. For me personally, Diane could tell you the other day, my energy was so high, I felt like I was floating while I was walking around. I actually felt like I was 15 foot in the air. And
Yeah,
I was just bursting with love. Like I didn't even know what to do. I was just like out there. I couldn't even, we were all talking, and I just could not even follow the conversation because my energy was just like, whew. All right, so I finally found the message. So the Morse code in the one that was from the 14th, I think, or 13th, was there's visitors in the air.
We already knew that. Come on, give us something better than that.
That's what he got. That's what my friend got. I sent it to him. That's all he got out of it. He said there was visitors in the air.
Yeah.
That's what the Morse code was. So.
There's a lot of them there too. Yeah.
Then Floyd and I was looking at it, and we were doing some deeper research on it, and he found we ended up getting all kinds of blocked over this. Everything started being blocked. He couldn't send to me. He could see it, or I couldn't send to him, but I could.
Yep.
And it's got coordinates. It's got triangulation coordinates in it.
Where?
Huh?
To where?
Well, one of the ones that we see all over the planet, okay? Dumbs all over the planet is what it's showing.
Wow.
And then listen, I posted a video on a doctor. I don't know exactly where the doctor was, but he looked like an American doctor. He was stating that they were that he had been seeing a lot of abused children, and he was asking people to please take care of the babies. And I found it on TikTok, and he had 4 videos on there, and I shared it with the group, and as soon as I shared it with the group, boom, it was gone. And now they're monitoring what I post. So they're really messing with Diane more. But they're messing with me and Floyd and Diane. But they're really messing with Diane. They won't let her do anything. They're completely watching everything that she does now.
Yep.
Oh.
I can't even get to the like on Facebook and all of those places where you can go to and clean and block yourself and them from seeing all of that. I can't even find any of that anymore on any of my sites. I'm not able to stop them. So if I start giving you guys trouble, y'all let me know and I'll quit coming on, okay?
That's a badge of honor, actually.
Yeah,
Right.
I was just gonna say, hey, if you want another intermediary and you can't get stuff out, send them to Stephanie. I'll start putting stuff out because I don't give a shit about social media.
Okay. I don't either.
Happy
That's
to
the
help.
reason why I do it. It's like, you know what? It's the truth. If it's the only thing I can do is shout my voice out and make them mad, then I will do that, I don't give a shit if they get mad. The truth has got to be told.
I agree.
So,
Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
I just got a little tune in from the Hathors. Here's 2 takes. Pat is kind of on an idea. Pat, merging dimensions. there's a theory out there about the splitting Earths, right? 4D Earth, 3D. You heard that, and sometimes frequencies will get, you know, as they're pulling apart, will cause a resonance. So that's one take, kind of like when all around the Earth at the same time, in the same like 2-month period, there was a screaming and no one could match it. It's because we live in a compression. We're in a density that values compression, an atmosphere. So therefore we have sound, right? Like you don't hear anything on the moon because there's no compression. So we're in an atmosphere, we get that good. And I think that's kind of the split. So I think Pat was on to something there, as far as what that could be a possibility. And I think I like the dimension idea. Another thing, Hathor said, do you have any resonant rods, like sound rods? Do you know what those are?
Tuning forks?
No, they're just like big old pieces of metal, copper, solid kind of rods. They call them
Like
rods.
dowsing rods?
No,
Tuning rods.
What's that?
Tuning forks.
Well, you can use a tuning fork, but they said better is something what they called is healing rods from, I think it was like Second Age mystery schools. They're these big resonant copper, and they would hit them, and they would put them on the chakras, and it would realign the chakras with the tone, because the Hathors are masters of sound. They said, anyways, take whatever you can get, and it's coming, however it's going to come. When you hear it, you grab them, and that connects it. Kind of like resonates it in. Does that make sense? Are you seeing that image? Maybe? No?
How would you grab it?
You just hold on to it, and that holding on to it allows it to, well, kind of like Stephanie. She grabs that, and it kind of calms it. But it's this enacting these solid metal, they're saying better to be copper rods, not holes, but not like plumbing copper, but like rods, would enhance the frequency to bring it into tune. You know how like we wake up from a dream, our sight can't be so, but then we kind of get our sight back and we clear our eyes. It kind of changes the frequency so where it'll match the wavelength that you're enacting on, and it'll be more clear to you. But that was them saying.
Wouldn't it be cool if if that's all it took on a higher level, just to have a sound frequency cleanse everything that's wrong in your body, parasites, cancer, everything.
Well, that's what. Oh yeah, that's what they had. Yeah, there's a couple people that through channeling made them. And I don't know the value of them. I don't know how it worked out for them, but they made them through the ideas of other channels saying, here's, I even think Tom Kenyon talked about them with a couple of his students. They're about yay big, and they're not very thick, but they're solid, and they have a maybe a crystal or two, but not too embellished. They're very simple. So, you know, we have a tendency to decorate things more equals better, but you know, the Hathors used what they can use, and it worked. So they tune that resonance to certain idea pitches that would work on the frequency of each chakra. And when you placed it on that chakra area, it would retune that area to let whatever's free, that kind of idea. But they're just telling, if you want that resonance, when you get a high pitch, grab something metal, hold on to it, and see if it changes the pitch. If it changes the pitch, then you know you got the right material. But they suggested solid copper.
It's interesting. Somebody, I think it was Bo, that put up a graphic of the chakras and the different pitches that they had. And I think there was like at least 3 different pitches that you can have for each chakra.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Because a chakra is a world. It's not, you know, one nugget. It's a world itself. And every universe can be explored. And one chakra doesn't have time or space valued in it. It's an exploration. So yeah, you could definitely have multiple freaks. Hey Spirit, how are you? Good to see you.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, that kind of medicine to offer. Cool.
Yeah, I dig
I'm good, Roxanne. How are you?
What's up, James?
Hey, Greg.
That's a cool shirt you got there, brother.
Hey, where'd you get that?
Yeah. I got this from In5D.com. The shipping was really fast. I absolutely love it. So
Actually, it was in5d.net.
Oh,
On that.
Looks great, man.
I just
Yeah.
got back from town where it's really in the 2 weeks that since I went to town, it's weird. It's fucking weird there. Like
Ghost town.
X marks the spot everywhere. Only letting so many people in Walmart and all that kind of stuff. Really trippy. So I'm glad to be home. I had to come home and get baked and be like, I don't want that. I'm back up here in the mountain and I'm happy.
You know, here in Florida, they're actually talking about possibly opening up the beaches again.
Yeah, the way I look at it, okay, you want to stop it, shut everything down, order every American citizen to stay home, send out the National Guard, the police, and EMS services. They distribute food and water to everybody until it stops, right? Or just let us go about our business because you're not going to stop it. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. But it's just weird in town. It's just a weird feeling, weird vibe. I'm so glad to be back. I have my stone. I'm just going to sit here and chill with you guys.
Yeah, nobody on the streets. That's kind of a weird thing, especially like
Yeah.
here in Sarasota. There's like no traffic whatsoever.
I heard yesterday the president was going to allow the governors to make a decision on if they're going to open up the states or not by the end of the month, I think.
Okay.
So let's see.
I think they're already leaning toward that here in Florida because like the last I heard, they're talking about possibly getting the kids back to school by beginning of next month. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty stupid. The schools
I
should
think-
go ahead and end for the summer.
They closed
I
the
think
school.
I think that's by county though.
They closed my son's school when there was less than 1,000 people in Florida that had the cases. Now you guys are at like 15 or so, somewhere in there.
22.
22 now? Wow. And they're opening it, and it's just like everything's weird and madness, and I don't get it. I don't know.
I
Like,
don't
why are
trust
we
the
doing
numbers.
that?
Hey, I watched the meeting on it. I watched a meeting on it earlier.
It's for the greatest nation, right? Why don't we handle it in such a great way? Why is it not like either just stop everything and take care of everybody, or work? And I could have gone to the head shop today and bought myself a new pipe, but no, not essential. It's just stupid. Like, but I can go to other places and everybody's
Just
too much
use your home
money.
one.
Oh no, I just gotta. It's like, I don't know. I'm home. I have my kale. I'm good.
Well, I want to go back to the beaches again. I went on Sunday because I have a friend that lives on the beach and I can go to a private beach occasionally, but I really can't take advantage of that. So as much as I would love to, I just can't. But I need that for grounding. That's how I ground. That's how I exercise. So I hope that opens up soon. Conversely, I've heard talks that, this might go on through the end of summer. So
I hope they open the waterways and the restaurants up around here. I'm serious, man. My family's gonna. We're dumping baskets, thousands of dead oysters every day,
wow.
and it's not just our farm. It's all the oyster farms. We got lucky. Our farm is gets a little more fresh water, and we think that there's like a freshwater spring right there by our farm, which keeps the water cooler, and we have a lower death toll. But others they're like entire baskets with thousands in them of dead oysters every day. Which all those thousands of dead oysters should be hitting the market. They should have hit the market last month, before the waters got as hot as they are. It's horrible for us.
Mary is saying that in Michigan, they've already closed college for the summer. And I guess it's only online. That's all you can do. And that's what a lot of people are looking at right now, is just online classes for whatever their education is.
doesn't make sense if they can let, up here anyway in Massachusetts, they'll let anybody in the grocery store, but you can't have, one table of people eating in one corner and another group of people eating in the other corner. Doesn't make too much sense to me. I mean, people work in their own office by themselves. They can go to work, screwing up the economy.
Well, and if one person has it and they sneeze 6 feet, I mean, it's airborne. It's gonna go over the shelf. You're gonna be on the mustard aisle. They're gonna be on the other side getting M&Ms. You're gonna sneeze because you have it, right?
And it's all over the M&Ms.
And they get it. So the 6 feet doesn't do anything. Or what if somebody works in Walmart shipping area, right? And so they're stacking all the boxes with all the Campbell's soup.
Yeah.
And they're sick. And that Campbell's soup goes to 5 cities on this one truck. I mean, stop everything, give everybody MREs and water, or let us get back to work so the economy and people, there's places closing now in town, shouldn't be happening, but they can't pay the rent. It's retarded.
Apparently, they found that some of the corona testing kits had the coronavirus on the kits.
Gee, what a surprise.
And the masks, masks also had them.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Were ineffective.
Wow. And then I had somebody told me that the post office dude told me that at some hospital, apparently 50% of the doctors, nurses, and hospital employees had that COVID on their feet. So they had to wipe their feet off with like alcohol wipes and stuff like that. What that tells me though, if it's on their feet, is it possible that it was actually sprayed perhaps with chemtrails, right?
I think, yes, I think that we were definitely sprayed with that stuff, but also think about when people sneeze, if it's sudden, they do it hopefully towards the floor, not at people. And that it stays alive for what, 72 hours. So walk right through somebody's sneeze that you don't know is there. I don't know.
Well, I know that I've been in Florida, didn't have a lot of cases. And I have friends and family that I talk to in Florida often, and they all started getting 5G at the same time on their phones. It only had 4G, right? And then Florida started getting a lot of cases. And I don't know anybody in New York, but I know people in Florida. And so that correlation, I don't know, that correlation seems to fit together with me, that they're rolling out 5G, and that's why in the bigger cities we see it more, Well,
I told you I went to the doctor yesterday because I had to do my follow-up, and the doctor that I seen, he was telling somebody there while I was waiting for him that he thought that the government was blowing this all out of proportion, that he has not seen or needed to test anybody in our area for this virus. He said that he doesn't even believe that anybody actually has it.
There's a nurse when I was at the beach, a friend of mine that I played bocce ball with was there on Sunday, and she's a nurse. She told me that the hospitals here in Sarasota are furloughing employees. They're laying them off because there's just no cases of it going on here. There's not that many cases of it. That's straight from a nurse.
Well, where are the worst places? New York, LA, Seattle, Louisiana,
Miami,
Florida.
That's where you got the 5G. That's where you've got, health problems to begin with. Louisiana's got like the worst health conditions out there. It's all heart disease, diabetes.
It's interesting how these citizen reporters are finding that these people are coming in now that everything's shut down and are bringing in 5G to areas like schools. A lot of schools are getting 5G and they're putting them in, they're bringing the fiber optics in for 5G and to carry it through, the internet and everything. So they're using this as an excuse to really push that agenda forward. And what we've found with 5G is it does, break down your whole body's immunity system, which makes you susceptible to crap like this. So,
Yeah, I don't think it's only 5G. I mean, even 3G. What they say is the frequency of 5G is like 60 hertz up to over 100. And I have to find the research, but I can send it to you. But what it was happening was the oxygen molecules were being split. So it's basically high altitude. So it's like flying an airplane with no windows. You can't breathe. And that's what's going on, apparently. I'll have to find that.
That in conjunction with the crap that we get with processed food and GMOs, which have all the nutrition taken out. Yeah, it tastes like a tomato. It looks like a tomato. It's brighter and bigger than a regular tomato, but it's only got 25% of the nutrients of a regular tomato. So we're putting this crap into our systems. We're not getting all the nutrients out of it. We're lacking. It's choking the air from us. The 5G. And breaking down our immunity systems, making us susceptible to any kind of man-made virus.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I really actually think that, because have you noticed none of us have even gotten it or know anybody personally that have gotten it, like in our small group or circle of friends and family. I think, I don't know, personally, I think when we carry our own high frequency, that we're blocking those radio waves from attacking us. So even if it is a 5G tower that's making these people sick, is it because their frequency is so low that their immune system is not able to block those frequencies from coming in? But people like us who have their own high frequency, we're putting a protected bubble around us.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, the higher you raise your vibration and frequency, it seems like the less likely you would be susceptible to having something like that happen within your life.
Well, they're saying that those with depression and so on and so forth are being hit hardest, and that makes, because it's an emotional based issue. Okay, how can they call a virus an emotional based issue if it has no emotions? So has it been what's going on with that?
It's a good question. I mean, I can see the emotions are associated with it through the consequences of coming down with it. But
they're saying that it's being drawn to those who are already emotionally distraught. Also, if you listening to people that were in China and have dealt with this, they were very emotional during the sickness. The emotions that they were feeling didn't feel like their own. It felt like coming from elsewhere, and it was negative energy type emotions, despair, wanting death, crying for death. And yet they didn't feel, when they were asked, why are you crying for death? I don't know, it's just I feel like I just want to die. Okay, that's an external emotion being given to that person, somehow. Whether it be from the virus or through the virus, we already know that viruses we have the ability to put information into viruses. Is the virus tainted with an informational pattern that our body recognizes, and it's generating our emotions? I mean, these are just off the top of my head questions, but that's what that one statement of it being an emotional based illness has led me to think about. I know, Diana's weird.
No, that's exactly what I was trying to say. The people who are carrying a low vibration, people who don't even understand that they have a vibration. We all have a vibration. We all have our own frequency. The ones that don't understand that have not found themselves, they are the ones that are susceptible to this because they haven't walked into their self, for them to say, wait a minute, just like us with the questioning. wait a minute, this isn't right. If they're not willing to question what's going on and what their body is telling them and what their mind is telling them, that's the reason why this is happening.
But look, here's another thought. What about if this the 5G, because we know that was rolled out in Wuhan before this virus hit. I mean, what if the 5G makes it easier to deliver the voice to skull technology to people, and along with their immune system being compromised by the millimeter microwaves, voice to skull broadcasting. I mean, we were talking about coordinates going to dumps and stuff. I mean, are they testing out some new equipment with all that stuff that that jerk that I don't trust, what's his name? Everybody's hero, the tech guy that put up like 45,000 satellites. What's his name?
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, thank you. I mean, are they testing some stuff using that 5G and then combined with actual health effects?
I like the way you think. I mean,
Yeah, very well could be. Yeah, because Elon Musk is one of the ones that's got an indictment out on him.
Ooh, I got truth bumps all over, ladies and gentlemen.
mhm.
Well, they sent that stupid rocket off with his car in it right here where I'm at. I'm right here where they send all this stuff up supposedly.
You guys remember that whaling show that was on? It was the one of the boats was called the Shepherd.
Mhm.
Took
Sea Shepherd.
place in the Japanese whalers were still hunting, and the Japanese boats were using I can't remember the name of the EMF. No, it's not EMF. Anyway, they're using some sort of frequency to make the people on the other ships physically nauseous. And they were basically sending out radio waves that were penetrating your body, so you couldn't move. I can't remember the name of that. I'll have to
ELF? Was it ELF?
Can't remember. Play the music. I'll get back to you. I can't remember the name of the boat. Something Gary Shepherd or something.
It's called the Sea Shepherd, but I don't remember the name of the sound emitting radar that basically went from one ship to the other to try to either induce vomiting of the Sea Shepherds that were attacking the Japanese whaling crew. But I don't remember what it was called either.
Did you find it, Stephanie? Because you sure were pounding them there.
Yeah, we could hear you typing.
I'm looking. They're in osmoritis. Okay. Okay, I'll get back to you. I will mute. Sorry, and I will get back to you. But I'm looking.
LRAD.
All right, there you go. And that's MIC. That's military industrial complex.
Yeah, the LRAD. Yeah, they have those for busting up crowds as well, right?
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they have that, just imagine what other kind of technology they have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I'm old and I'm going to be leaving soon.
Me too. I think I'm right there with you on that one, man. Oh my
I don't
God.
think there's anything to worry about, honestly. There's a lot of shit that is proposed, but there's a lot of things that our galactic neighbors won't allow to happen. We are safe. We are protected.
That is how I walk through life, but I am willing and just looking for the opportunity to put myself out on that fence and make myself a target for the cause. I am. I was born in 1958. I've been waiting for a long time. These kids are worth my life, totally. So I don't know. And that's another thing kind of that I don't get about this whole virus thing is, we're eternal beings. If this shell goes down, if I park this car, and I want to come back, I'll just get a new car. I'm just not, I guess, as attached to life as many.
I'm
I'm with
not
you.
either. I get you very, very clearly there on that. I mean, if I walk on, I'm gonna walk on and I'm gonna shout. But if I'm called home, I'm gonna call home and get new orders.
Yeah, right on.
Well, after a stage 3 cancer and a heart attack, I'm still here. I think I'm here for a reason. Something big's about to happen, and I'm not going to miss it. And I hope none of you guys do too. We're all here for the long haul, and something magnanimous is going to happen. Don't let all this shit get you down. Stay positive. Stay grounded. Right? Hey, I got a card I want to read you guys anyway. This is from the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins deck by Doreen. Asshole. Okay. Doreen Virtue. So anyway, blessed change. A major life change brings you great blessings. This is for us. A major life change is bringing, while we're talking about this, this is what I drew for us. Although you may feel as if your life is upside down right now, everything that's occurring is for the best. This card assures you that the changes in your life are actually helping you leave behind that which no longer serves you. Your spiritual purpose with the old situations is now complete. You're urged to stay centered in grace and acceptance. Keep affirming, I welcome divinely inspired change, and I stay centered in the eye of the hurricane as change occurs around and within me. All change is for my highest good. I know that love is stable and always provides for me and my loved ones, no matter what our outer situations appear to be. So, yeah, a major life change brings you great blessings. That's what we're looking at. So, all this crap can go on. Doesn't matter.
Excuse me, Greg.
Sure.
Hey, our friend Desiree is in the hospital, and her mother is trying to get on the Zoom. Her name is Kathy King.
I just saw her right there, and Phil. They're both in.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Yeah. Why is she in the hospital? What happened?
She's been very ill. Let's see what.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can send her some prayers and energy.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. Thank you. I'm glad you saw that.
So Kathy's trying to connect right now.
She's new to it. I think this might be her second Zoom. Okay. We Zoomed the other night, so she's, there's a little, I don't know if she can hear us or not. There's a little microphone with a bar on it, Kathy. If you can hear us, you need to click that.
On my end, it says that she's connecting to audio right now.
Yeah, that's what it says on here.
Okay.
Ah, there she is.
Hi, Kathy.
Kaylin's right. Where our attention goes, our energy flows.
Yeah. Kathy, is Desiree doing okay? Oh, she's gonna be shy, you guys.
Yeah, I don't see her microphone on the participant list. So She can probably hear us, but she can't
Yeah.
talk.
Okay. Well, we could all just decide to. We could all just send Desiree some energy, and that would be fine, if you don't mind. She's been, you know, that she's been having problems with cysts and so on and so forth. She got pretty ill to the point that the doctor actually sent her, told her to go to the ER, and she's been admitted. So everything's finally getting taken care of because all her appointments had been canceled. So there was blood in her stool, and that was an emission point.
Maybe Phil could play some singing bowl, and we could send her some love and some healing energy and stuff.
If you want.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
This healing sound be focused on Desiree and Nafis. The doctors that are assisting her. Upon the Reiki Masters past and present, the angels and the archangels send healing energy to Desiree again.
Thank you, everybody.
I placed a link on YouTube for Desiree's art shop, her website. You know, if you guys want to help her out, you know, maybe consider making a purchase.
So, Greg, you were talking about high-pitched frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
What about low-pitched frequencies? There's one that I can hear, and my friend brought it up on our way to town today. He hears it too.
Yeah.
Really low, just like it's like a low rumble. And I'll think like maybe somebody way off has their generator on, and I'll go outside and it'll be quiet.
Right,
Just a
right.
low rumble.
I've heard those as well. More like almost like a whir, like a kind of like that kind of almost like a humming kind of pitch, but it's a pitch, it's a tone. Yeah, I would still figure out what that frequency is. The other thing that gets me too, I don't know if this ever happened to anyone that's here. There'll be times where I'll just be in like the zone. All of a sudden, I'll get this vibration in my head, and it feels like my whole body's just gonna, I don't know, maybe blast into a light body. I don't know what it feels like, but it's startling how much when your body vibrates that much, and it's only for like a brief 2-3 seconds. And I kind of when it happens, I kind of stop it. I will it to stop, and it stops. But I think the next time it happens, I'm going to push it and see how far I can take it. Has that ever happened to anyone else?
Yeah, yeah, no, I've had that happen. I don't really try to stop it, but it does stop eventually.
So you've ridden it out, then you've kind of willed it to continue.
Well, no, I just roll with it, man. It just it lasts about, let's see, I'm gonna say about a half hour to an hour, possibly. Where I just felt that really high vibration in the whole body. So I think that's just happening now.
Just real quick, Des popped in. She's here with us. She said, yeah, she's on YouTube. She said, thank you all so much. I was so much in gratitude to have a family like you. I'd get on, but I'm hooked up to these machines. Next step, I'm waiting for a specialist to come in. I love you all. We love you too, Des. Hang in there. Lots of loving, healing energy is coming to you. And hopefully you and everybody in the hospital and everybody on this whole entire planet, especially you, though. You need it right now. So
Love you, Des.
yeah, sending you tons of love.
Much love to Doug.
Love you guys.
Much love.
Mm-hmm.
Love
So
and
Stephanie, you had your hand up there. You've heard that humming, buzzing thing.
Yes, like hummingbird wings, the
Okay.
vibrations, the full body
Yeah.
vibrations.
Yeah.
And you know what else has started is I get tingling in my feet with seismic stuff. So like I felt Idaho when it started popping off. I felt the BC coastline because I'm in just south of Seattle, and I see Mount Tahoma all the time. That's in a mountain. So, and it just had a little shake the other day. And so like my feet will start jiggling, and tingling. And so I'll pull up the map and like, oh, there it is, or it's about to pop off, So I honestly think that's the light codes and the downloads, especially the ones that don't sit well or that I'm having a little challenge assimilating, is attuning my body, the light body, if that makes any sense, kind of hooking it together so I'm feeling not just 3D physical, but my auric bodies. I don't know.
How do your feet feel right now? Just out of curiosity, because mine are tingling.
Mine are fine.
Okay.
Mine are fine right now. But you're in
Our
Florida,
bodies
right?
have to tune to
Yes.
our soul, and our soul and everything is rising, but our body and soul is actually going to become one on the fifth level. It'll no longer be split. Here we die. We are essentially going on upward and upward and upward, and we're going to become more of a single unit. This is the way I see it, It's like right now we're body and soul, and the soul can come and go, but the body can die, and the soul can do its thing. The body is disposable, but we're supposed to get an incorruptible or a non-disposable body. Eventually. And that's part of the crystallization, right? The crystalline entity that we're supposed to become, and that can be changed by vibrational frequencies, where we can pass through solid and materialize on the other side. That's kind of the way I see it. That's what I see. I'm not sure. I don't think it's the third eye. I think it's like in between the third eye and that little space that's connects, almost like the what's the word I'm looking for? the space in between the third eye and it, where the little stem that's going down, that little stem seems to be
Or-
part of that
Okay.
portal. Okay, let's say that, the
That would be the
pineal
reptilian
gland looks like
portal.
a pine cone, right?
Pineal gland.
The pineal,
Pineal gland looks like a pine cone.
right?
The
The portal looks like
the hippocampus and there's another term for the reptilian brain on the. Go ahead. Sorry.
Pituitary.
No, there's not the pituitary. It's a part of the brain.
Yeah,
it's called-
and it looks like the pomegranate. That one does. The one looks like a pine cone, and the other one looks like a pomegranate. The one that looks like a pomegranate is what I'm thinking is actually the working together with the pineal gland to create that portal. And I'm not quite sure how to use it, but I feel them both in there, and they're like very close together. I'm not sure where, but I can almost see them in my head. You know what I mean? When they light up. Or that's the shape that I'm seeing whenever they light up.
So you got the pineapple and the pomegranate, huh?
Right, in the head. Oh my goodness, I knew I was crazy.
No.
Amygdala, moon
Amygdala,
freedom
yeah,
is
that's
saying,
the word.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, moon freedom.
And that actually is a more reptilian or primitive brain coming off a brainstem right there. I mean, at least if you go back and look at it from a.
So it's our primal brain. That means it's the oldest part of our brain, and it would be very, very, very important to reopen that so that we could open that portal.
So I wonder if that's where what's connected to
That's
the mouth
back
of
here.
God chakra. Yeah,
That's
the
back
mouth of
here.
God.
Right, there is another chakra about in your medulla oblongata. I think it is. I'm mispronouncing that, but right there. where
Medulla
you-
oblongata.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, mouth of God.
Right.
So I wonder if that's the gland that connects to that, because that is,
But I know
that's
that
the
the
portal.
space, I'm getting that the space in between the two, the pineal and that back one, is where the chakra that, or the zone that creates the portal that allows us to teleport and transport and manifest and use the most of our powers that we really have no clue about right now.
I think that's what Adrian Goff called the zeal chakra.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I'm not seeing things in my head wrong, huh?
Well, you are, but no, I'm kidding.
I know you are.
We're all crazy.
Well, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about it if we were. Oh, wait a minute.
So check this out. While we've been on, there's a new high pitch frequency that just came in, and it's an F sharp, which the F is the heart chakra, and the F sharp is in between the F and the G. So it's in between the heart and the throat chakra. So we're getting energies from both the heart and the throat chakra. So what this tells me is to speak your mind from the heart. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what we have here. I see we're joined by Allison Janes here.
Hello.
Hi, Allie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm all right. Just finished my readings.
Yeah.
Mm.
Allison's been working all day. Her and I are a lot alike. If you guys hadn't seen, we posted a relationship status that we are a couple. So
Awesomeness.
So this,
Yay.
everyone, In5D, this is Allison, everybody. This is,
Thank you.
So-
Lovely to meet
Happy
you. Oh, she's from Texas, right?
yes.
Texas
Tell
lady.
by that accent.
No.
Tell by that twang, right?
Yeah. Oh no, maybe it's Georgia.
Well, it's possibly,
I
but
was
I don't
watching
think
you
so.
earlier today, Allison. Nice to
Was
meet you.
you?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Was I doing psychic development or?
Yeah, you were talking with Karen.
Yep. Yep. Oh, yes. I've been doing this since I think I was about 7:45, I think. Tonight. I don't know what it is your time. That would be what? What time? It's 5 hours behind, aren't you? So 8
yeah.
p.m. here would be.
So you're 5 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, it's only 8:30 here right now.
Mm.
So, all right, this I got to tell you how I found Allison, or how she found me, actually. Both of us, kind of. So I was having a beach meetup with Todd Medina, and I was going through Todd's friends list to make sure that I had friended everybody that was on his friends list in case some of those people came to the meetup. I figured I'd friend them all. So I'm just scrolling through there, and I saw Allie on there. I had a dream. I think it must have been like 2007, 2008, where I thought my twin flame came to me in a dream, and I knew her eyes, her nose, and her mouth. She didn't say anything. I didn't see any other part of her, but I knew her eyes, nose, and mouth. And when I saw Allie, I knew that was her. And I didn't think she incarnated, because she came to me in the dream. I thought she was on the other side of the veil. I didn't think she incarnated here with me. So I couldn't tell Allie what I needed her to make the recognition before I would say anything. And she made the recognition, and yeah, we recognize each other. And she's actually recognized us in past lives as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's so awesome. And see, you just kept cool, and the best came along.
Neither of us were looking, actually.
That's it.
no, I was actually doing the opposite. I was running in the other direction.
She was, but yeah. So yeah, she came to me, she stalked me, and then I stalked her.
Well, I didn't know.
That doesn't sound good. No, not that term.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
Oh.
I know you've been reading cards all day, and would you mind doing a group, your
No,
last reading of
fine.
the evening, like a group
Of course.
card reading?
Of course I can.
That'd
Hold
be
on.
awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so let's tune in to us. So this should mean something to everybody then, shouldn't it? That's how you do it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The collective.
Okay, so they're saying that we need to stand up for our beliefs, stand up for what we believe to be right and true. Now's the time to do it. If ever there was a time in our whole life, now's the time. The sun, if we can feel that vibration of the sun energy, and the sun in tarot is all about happiness, brightness, a feeling of elation, a feeling of, that our whole energy and our whole point of our life was meant to be for now, to do something about lifting everybody up, not just ourselves. Money, there's all going to be changes with money. What was once how it was is going to be changing. And they're saying, don't be frightened by this. Keep your truth. You've got to let go of the people in your life that are no good for you. Think of yourself as a frequency. Most people here will have a high frequency, kind, caring, generous. Otherwise, you wouldn't have resonated to Gregg. So imagine that frequency, and then think to yourself, so there's people around you who you probably know are on a low frequency. They will irritate you. You won't have a lot of patience with them. You can only be around these certain people for small amounts of time. Keep your energy high. You don't have to keep stooping down to their energy. So you don't have to get into confrontations or or bad words with anybody. You just kind of switch off, just switch away your energy, let them say what they want to say. You don't always have to be right. In fact, sometimes it's better to not say much at all. That says more. There's a celebration of love coming. I think once this lifts, this isolation bit lifts, there's going to be so much party and so much love. People are going to be different. People have been held away from loved ones, from things that they want to do. Now they can't do them. Their bucket lists are starting to, everyone's got a bucket list. It's like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. Then you can't stop thinking about it when you can't do it. So that lift's going to come, and everybody's going to be more energetic and hopefully more truthful to themselves. And if that means changing your job or changing a relationship or changing a group of friendships, then sometimes we have to go through that transition.
That's awesome. Thank you. That was amazing. There's so many things I related to. Like, for example, right off the bat, I've been telling people to stand in their vibration of truth, love, and light. Doesn't matter what anyone else says or thinks, most people are afraid to do that. They'll pretend to be what society expects them to be and will go to their graves never knowing who they truly were. But not anyone here. Everyone here stands in their vibration of truth, love, and light. And it takes courage to do that. I was wondering too about the changes in money. Is it possible that the world in some way goes to a gold-backed currency?
I'm feeling that there's something massive about to change. The truth vibration is all around, isn't it? It's toppling things over. I think there's a little bit of time before that happens, though. I don't think that would be soon. I don't feel.
Okay. That was cool. I enjoyed that, definitely. And, with people that sometimes it is best to just agree to disagree and, not try to stir the pot up that much. And I'm loving the celebration of love that culminates at the end. There's something big. There's going to be this party that's going on. And I had a reading earlier today, and that's what it culminated in with the 10 of Pentacles for the reading that I had earlier. So,
but I will say that you do have to leave them with one seed. You don't have to have an argument, but you do have to kind of say one thing that then they can think about later.
Okay, so plant that seed, then block them.
Yeah, kind of.
No.
Oh man, I got it down pat. I see that on
No.
Facebook all the time.
No.
That was bad. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Send them love. Yeah.
Whilst you block them.
Yes, and giving them the royal salute. Love and light.
It's your number one.
You're number two also. 1 and 2. That's funny. Okay, well, it's good that we can joke about stuff like that.
Or you wear my shirt.
Hang on.
I wish I was seeing this on my computer because I can't see everybody.
It says, I see you're playing stupid again. Looks like you're winning too.
I love it. I love it. That's good.
Greg, you were talking about the $100, the gold back currency.
Yeah.
Well, if you look on the new $100 bill, you will see, and most people haven't noticed, that one side of it is gold on the Treasury seal side, and the other side is still Federal Reserve.
Well, let me check out with all these hundreds. I don't have 100. Who has 100?
Yeah, man, I got about 10 of those in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Google it.
And that's there, and most people haven't noticed it.
Apparently, most people are as broke as I am.
God, you're right. Look at this.
Right?
It's turned completely gold. It's completely gold now. No, it
So
isn't.
you do have 100, damn it.
No, this is a fake. This is a fake 100. It is actually gold. But it's fake gold, and it was given to me by a friend of mine as a good luck charm to manifest. As a matter of fact, this is weird. This is weird. I had a dream last night that I won the lottery.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's the new $100 bill.
Okay. Okay. So what do you think? What are you saying with that? What do you think's going on with that?
Well, he's already taken over the Federal Reserve and turned things back over to the Treasury Department.
That's right.
So, guess as good as mine.
Well,
I think it's in the right direction.
Has there been actually evidence of that, though? I mean, I've heard this, but I haven't seen any evidence.
You mentioned it. That's good enough for me. You made some kind of reference to it.
Well, I made a reference to the fact that there's going to be one.
Right.
But I haven't seen any evidence that that the Federal Reserve has actually been taken under control of the Treasury yet. I mean, I just want to know, is it happening like that? I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, one of us should look into that. I suggest anyone but me. I got enough on my plate. But yeah, I made that prediction though earlier on New Year's Eve that's coming, the gold-backed currency. So I'm just curious, maybe it's just here in the United States that it's going to start out and then maybe expand outwards. But we shall see.
I don't know. There's also whispers of the SSI monies that are associated with all of our Social Security cards.
Right. Mm-hmm.
There's whispers of that being attacked to be brought out into the open, because I mean we're all born with an and have to get an SSI number right away, and the moment we do, there's millions upon millions of dollars on each one of our accounts, and when it comes time to draw it, you can't.
Right.
And that's a underground battle that's kind of being taken place behind the scenes and whispered upon right now in certain avenues. I'm hoping to start seeing it leak out, instead of being whispered out, but I don't see, I kind of agree with Allison. That's going to take a little while, but I think that's where that big opening is going to take place. The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all of them guys are going to get hit hard, and the money's going to go where it belongs.
Well, with this whole COVID thing, it wouldn't surprise me if they had to burn the currency, which means they would be forced into printing a lot quickly. Fresh money. So
they just told me, I just got something from my guides. They said that there's one of them, Rockefeller or somebody in the high up families, they're going to pass away, and then when that happens, they're waiting for that. I don't know what that is, but I don't know what it is, blackmail or something. I don't know. That's what they've said, and that will be the opening time.
So one of them has been holding us back, then, is what you're basically saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Bring it on.
See, that's where I'm getting to. It's gonna, when that opens, and I can even see which one it is, but I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to change any fate, but yeah, that's what the avenue that I'm seeing opening.
This is one thing I've always said, and if an ET were to land in your backyard, there's two things that they wouldn't have: a Bible and money. As long as we have money, whether it's gold backed or not, we're still, economic slaves to a broken system. This isn't where we're supposed to be, but I have a feeling that as long as, going to a gold backed currency would be a step in the right direction as we transition out of wherever the heck we are, going into wherever we're supposed to be, which would be 5D. So this whole experience, it's all it is an experience with money. It kind of sucks, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm not coming back again. This is my last incarnation here. Who's coming back? Oh, all right. Who is having their last incarnation here right now? This is it.
I am.
Who wants to come back again one more time? James, I almost thought I saw your hand going up, but you were just putting your hands behind your head. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone really wants to come back, and people online are saying the same thing. Also, what's Sonia saying here? Greg, 2 cards: Doreen Virtue, Healing with the Angel's Freedom, and Guardian Angel. Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, so we have people on Zoom chat drawing cards. And as I've mentioned before, I'm putting another link on YouTube, rather. If anyone wants to join us and has any Oracle cards and you want to do some Oracle cards for us, feel free to jump in at any time. So. I did find it interesting, though, that that high pitch frequency had changed from, we had the B, it dropped down to an F sharp. So it's we're actually making a song, apparently. That's the beginning of tonight's song. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if all these high pitched frequencies were put together and made some kind of melody? How cool would that be? Yeah. But I would record the high pitched frequencies. The Spears? I recorded them every day and I put them together and it sounded like shit.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, it didn't go well.
Maybe it's Paul McCartney.
Oh. Don't get me going on that. Paul or Paul?
That was pretty impressive. That was a good documentary.
Oh yeah, The Winged Beetle. You saw that?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so let me ask you this: before you saw that, were you really aware much about the whole controversy of whether Paul died or not?
No idea. I had no idea. I didn't even know there was a car accident.
Right. After you watched it, what do you think? Is it possible?
When you look at the state of the entertainment industry, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the first one they got through and fooled everybody and said, "Hey, look what we can do."
Yeah.
You know. And
actually, the new Paul is better, more refined, more talented than the old one. The old one was great.
Like he had less hits than everybody else as soon as he left the band.
Is that true?
I think so. I think they said that. What's the other guy?
Ringo, George
Harrison. George Harrison had the most hits after they all broke up.
Huh.
Apparently.
I know George had the #1 covered song of any ex-Beatle.
Was it Heaven?
No, it was My Sweet Lord. #2 was Paul McCartney's song, My Love.
Greg?
Yeah.
Kathy and Vera both are trying to get in.
Okay.
Sorry.
I see.
Interrupt.
No, there's nobody there.
Nobody there now?
No.
Okay, see, they keep having a hard time trying to get in. So they must be messing with us too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then if they're messing with us, I want to put this out right away. I heard it on Magenta Pixie, and she's talking about we need to declare sovereignty and that we take away any implied consent that we've given to the cabal or the dark cabal, and do it with love and healing. But yeah, pull it back.
Agree. Yeah, I don't take any of my consent that may have been mistakenly given back.
Well, yeah, claim your sovereignty though too. And that comes with responsibility and all that, but it's worth it, folks.
It would be nice to have it all written out somewhere where you could share it with everyone, because how do you specifically say that? I mean, is that as simple as it is by just saying, I do not consent and I claim my sovereignty as a whole?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do one. Laura Eisenhower has done one too. So I think you can make it up. Basically, you want to kind of, the way Magenta Pixie was explaining it, is that you want to stop giving your control over to them for sure. But you know, we want to be loving, kind, and because we know that's the vibration we have to hold to go into the fifth dimension. So basically, you're just you're negating what this negative aspect of the social consciousness, let's just say. And but yet you're sending love and healing. So you're going through step one. Step one would be you recognize the evil or the bad things that are happening. 2, you withdraw your consent for that, or your acquiescence, or whatever you want to call that. And then the third thing is send love and healing to it, so that it's, you know, that it gets cleared, so that it doesn't come back at you as a negative. If you put anything negative in that second step, which, you know, after you've done step one, you're liable to be coming off a little negative. So always end it with love and healing.
Pat in the chat, imagine that. Got right. Doesn't it feel like Happy Gilmore at one where he was rhyming all? Anyway, never mind. Pat in the chat is saying that you need to choose. We choose light. So yeah, I mean, who wouldn't choose light though? I guess there are other people that wouldn't choose the light, but anyway, James, you had your hand up. What's up, brother?
A few minutes ago, you mentioned the frequencies going on, right? And wondering if they make a song or something.
Yeah.
So along the same lines, I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is crickets slowed down.
Yes, I have.
And it's just magnificent, you know? And that's just crickets. What about birds? I don't know if anybody can hear it. Hold on, wait.
Turn the sound on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to cut it off there because I might get copyright violations.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got to keep cognizant of that. But that's really cool. 4-part harmony from crickets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So imagine the songs of the birds, you know? Imagine the trees swaying in the wind, all the life singing a song. Seems only humans are out of balance and not singing that song.
No, it's not that we're out of balance. He slowed it down to match our rate of lifespan. Their lifespan is so short. The song is like us talking.
Yeah.
You know, to them, it's just happening so fast. And their lifespan is really no shorter than ours. It's from beginning to end. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you for letting me hear that.
I wonder if there's a way that you could get like perhaps the sound of the crowd at a ball game, any ball game, right? And either slow it down or speed it up to where it comes out something similar to that, where just our voices are also doing that in unison somehow, some way. I don't know.
I don't know, but I did find a video of, you know, the sounds from the sky that everybody's hearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you hear the one where he changed the speed of that and put them all together and it sounded like a marching band? I'll see if I can find that. I'll be right back.
Okay. No, I haven't seen that. That's cool that somebody would even think about that, putting them all together like that.
Well, I know the frequency of the earth, if you slow it down to where we can hear it, comes out sounding sort of like birdsong, or the birds are mimicking the sound of the earth.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I knew that was going on. And I thought that was, yeah, like you said, really cool.
Actually, I have the Acutonics sound healing forks, and so they're geared to the rotations and movement of the planets. And so the home tone, 432 hertz, is what they use the base of the home tone. And actually, every animal begins and ends its call with that tone. And if you slow it down enough, you can hear. So they do resonate within those frequencies. Gaia.
I just tried letting Alina in, and for some reason I allowed her in, and she's gone. That's weird. So Alina, try it again. And I put a link.
Yeah, you got Kathy trying again too, and maybe Vera.
I don't. There's nobody up there right now. Alina was the only one that I saw. So. So what's been new with you, Phil? You've been busy on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of meditations and keeping up on the Schumann resonance fairly well. Been working on my latest batch of pyramids. So I got this one is the last batch that I've got left. And I've got 2 more coming out fairly soon, I think. Not sure. I'm going to go one more organic layer and then another metal layer, and I think I might call it good at that.
So that's orgone, right?
Well, that's, yeah, the way I see it. I mean, and I'm trying to follow William Reif's pattern as closely as I can. Because, you know, it's organic metal, organic metal, organic metal. And that sets up that field.
Okay. Yeah. I bet you those are pretty powerful.
Yeah, you know, I haven't, I should see if I can test, catch any energy coming off of it. I know, I think he had some way that he could test his, well, he did this with cabinets, right? Where people got into them. So I'm not sure how that's going to radiate out from the pyramid, but I've seen pictures of the pyramid where it's got a beam coming right out of the tip. So I assume that it would do the same thing with the orgone.
As opposed to organite, which we can't say or use, right?
Right, yeah. I'm real careful about that. You notice that?
Yeah. Me too when I said that. Now, I see in the Zoom chat, and I'll post this in YouTube as well, Franca posted this as a statement. I am a sovereign being. I come from love, and my purpose here is to hold the light. I do not give permission for the darkness to overthrow, take over, hijack, or impede the divine plan. No one and nothing can enter my field without my express say so, and I say no. With divine love on my side, I cannot, with the reality of peace and freedom on earth for all. I stand in balance. So that's you know, a declaration that was posted by Franca. So I'm going to post that here.
Okay.
Yeah, post that in the chat room. If it all fits on there. I know we're limited to 200 characters. Oh yeah, that's too much. Yeah, it's 375 characters. So let me cut some of that out.
Vera's in the chat wait room now.
Okay, well, let me finish this real quick and I'll try to let her in. Bear with me. Yeah, I got to do it in 2 sections. Like I said, YouTube kind of limits us on the amount of characters we can put into a text. So let me get that. I'm going to send it right now. Here's number 1, and here's number 2. There. Okay. And I see Elena in there too. Allison, you have a card in front of you. What are you doing? I see you have a card. Are you on mute? You muted yourself. I did. Huh.
Hi, Vera.
You muted. There you go. Now you're on.
I changed pages and I couldn't think where I could do that. Anyway, when you were talking about the gold and everything, I didn't say anything, but I had an urge to pick a card. There's going to be a big eruption before that happens. It's going to be, it's not a scary one for us, but it's for them. It's like a massive shift. And I think that's probably where you were talking about the indictments and things. So it was just to confirm, that was all.
Awesome. That's a good card. That's one of the few times you actually enjoy seeing the tower.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready to hear that? That
Yeah.
sound? Okay.
Well, just a little of it, because like I said, that's probably all we can have right there.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. We don't want any.
Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble.
Yes.
But,
copyright claims. That is fascinating. If you could, though, on YouTube, put a link to that.
uh-oh, it started back up. Sorry. Sorry about that.
That is cool. That's cool. For somebody to think about that too, to put all that stuff together like that and figure out, oh wow, it's like a symphony. That's genius.
And it keeps, as you go on, it sounds like a bunch of military marching. The armor moving and the backpacks and the guns and everything as it keeps going, as it progresses further, and the horns are blowing. When you really listen to it with headphones on, you can almost visualize an army of giant angels preparing for battle because it's coming from the sky. That's the only reason I see it that way. I thought it was pretty cool. I'll see if I can open that back up without making it make noise again and post the link.
So I think I've covered almost everything I'm going to be covering today. Is there anything else anyone else would like to talk about?
Well, yeah. I only know of one person that's doing a mass meditation or a big meditation on the 22nd of this month. But it seems like a good day to do it because we're again getting into that 4-4-4 thing. You have the April the 4th, and then 22, the 22nd will add up to 4, plus the year 2020 adds up to 4. So we got the 4-4-4 again. So it's kind of like a bookend, and it would be really good if we get into a mass meditation on that day. It seems to me.
Yeah,
Just
that sounds great. If there was actually an April 31st, there'd be a third day, but there isn't.
No. Got to deal with what you got.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, that's 1 week from today. So let's plan on doing something on that day, 1 week. Who's in? I'm in. Definitely I'm in. Wednesday. It's a Wednesday next week.
Yes.
So let's do that. Let's make it happen. Make a mass meditation, even if it's just the regulars that we come in here, our 100 and some odd people. That's enough to make a difference. And so let's put it together, and make it happen. So if anyone else, is there anything else anyone else wants to cover before we sign off?
Nothing except I just played a YouTube video, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gone.
Well, isn't that interesting? Wow. Talk about timing. So you played it, we heard it, and they yanked it from YouTube.
Right.
That's bizarre.
Wow. If I can find it again, I'll post it, okay? But yeah, it's not in my history. It's not in the browser history, and I can't find it on YouTube.
That's bizarre. That's crazy. All right. Well, I'm looking on YouTube right now, and people are like, count me in, I'm in on the meditation. So, and what we can do is we can maybe go back, and we saw what the title of that video was. So maybe we can find it on Vimeo or something like that, Daily Motion, one of those other places. So, oh, there's a funny message down in the Zoom chat from Brandy that Diane, you might want to look at. But on that note, I think we're going to wrap it up right there. I want to thank everyone for joining us here on Zoom as well as on YouTube. If you're digging these kind of shirts and want to support the channel. Yeah, right?
I saw that.
Yeah.
We probably all are, though.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So please check out in5d.net for these.
I wonder why.
Yeah. And patreon.com/in5d if you want to support us on there as well. Join us in 1 week. We're going to plan on doing something special here. Maybe we can have people playing some of the bowls and leading group meditations and stuff like that. Would be fantastic. So let's plan on it. And so leave it off at that. Until the next time, I'm sending you all infinite love and light.
Good night, everyone.
Love you all. Good night.
Love you all. Namaste.
Namaste. Much love to you all.